guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amanda Small, aka the Mala Artist, and welcome back. So today I want to do a video on how to cultivate a deep and just a strong relationship, though long distance. I'm in a long distance relationship. I've been with my boyfriend currently for 8 months, almost going on 9. Yay! And I'm very happy and I'm very excited, and I'm just really enjoying this relationship. And I really want to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people get discouraged at the thought of possibly having to go into a long distance relationship, whether for a time or what have you, or maybe there's someone you really like but you know you would have to be long distance, and that kind of deters you from having or taking the risk of going into this relationship. I wanted to give you guys some tips and just some encouragement and things that you can do and keep in mind when you are pursuing a relationship that is long distance, because you hear about how hard they are, or that they don't work, or they don't last. Long distance relationships really aren't as hard as people make them out to be. The hardest thing obviously is the fact that you're not with that person physically, so you don't get to see that person on Fridays and go out on dates. You don't get to, you know, Netflix and chill in real life. You don't get to cuddle, hold hands, kiss, all that kind of stuff. But that's really the only part you miss, is that you don't have that physical time with the person. But you can still have a lot of fun. You can still really develop a strong relationship. And as far as long distance relationships, you know, not lasting, well, to be honest, they shouldn't. You shouldn't be long distance for forever. There should be an end point, whether you guys decide, you know, we're both going to get work in the same area, or you guys get married and thus, you know, you're really close. You shouldn't be in a long distance relationship forever. There should be an end point. But at this point, you're in a long distance relationship, so what do? You should still enjoy them. And I found, along with my boyfriend, we found ways to make our long distance relationship fun and still enjoying being together, though we are not physically together. And so I want to give you guys some tips on how to cultivate those relationships when you're distant from your loved one, and you know, give you guys some hope. So the first thing I would say in, you know, developing this relationship, though long distance, is making sure you're cultivating your friendship. Me and my boyfriend are definitely friends first. That's not to say that the romantic part goes out the window, but most of what your relationship is built on the romance, the physical acts, whatever that may be. I don't think your relationship is going to be really sustainable because life isn't always romantic. But as a friend, you can be there in so many other aspects. You can be there just to have fun and be silly. You can talk about goals, you can talk about careers, you can talk about, you know, whatever it is that's on your heart, whatever it is that's about your life or around your life. But I find that some people, when they get into this romantic relationship, they only want to talk or be in that sort of zone. But when it's not there, they feel like their relationship's boring. But I think that's because there's no friendship that's the foundation of that romance. I feel like with me and my relationship, my romantic, you know, the romantic aspects of our relationship are only heightened to just a better degree, only because our friendship is there. Because I know aspects about him, he knows aspects about me, and so because we know these things, we are able to tailor the love that we want to give to that person that in a way that's unique to them. You know so much about them. You know the things that they like. You know their love language. That'll have to be another video, because, oh guys, knowing that your person's love language, like, really, oh my gosh, helps your relationship so much in ways as far as gift giving, as far as communicating. But anyways, that's for another time, another video. But having that friendship enhances those romantic moments. And again, if you're just focused so much on you don't get to have these physical moments with this person, long distance is going to be hard because you're not going to have that. Definitely friendship, I feel like, is just one of the foundations of having like a strong relationship, and especially while long distance, because you care about them regardless if you get to see them or not. You care and you want to hear from them. And then, you know, again, all those romantic aspects, when you get to see them again, they're all enhanced, and you're happy. So hey, you know what, you can't lose. too. The second thing I would say is make sure that you trust the person. One of the things that my boyfriend first said to me after a couple of weeks of dating, and we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend at this point, if I became your boyfriend, would you trust me that I would never cheat on you? And that surprised me. I had no doubts that this man wasn't, that he was gonna cheat on me or anything like that. Like, I wasn't like at all concerned about that in any shape, way, or form. But the fact that he wanted to come out and just say like, do you trust that this is who I am? I was just like, I don't know, I love that. To me, that was just so honorable. To me, that was just so awesome for him to just come up and say like, hey, I'm not going to cheat on you, but I want you to trust me that this is who I am. And then of course I asked him the same thing, like, well, would you believe too that like as your girlfriend I would never cheat on you? And he said, of course I do. And that just led to us having a good conversation about trust and how we want to go about just being together and what that means, whether together or apart, And so it's really important to trust your spouse. Oh my gosh, spouse. I'm sorry guys, I read a lot of married books, so sometimes, anyways. It's very important to trust your partner, especially while long distance, because, this person is not going to be around you, and so you're not going to see what they're doing. And especially with today's, anxiety over like whether this person texts me back, like, and as soon as I text them, guys, look, it's just not every time it's the right time to text, okay? Like, sometimes you are busy, sometimes you are doing stuff, it's just not the right time to get in the conversation right now. And sometimes you honestly just miss, speaking of text, I'll have to get back to this later. But see, like right now, not every time is the appropriate time to text, because you're doing something. When it comes to like texting, we get all anxious. We get all worried that this person isn't texting me back. Why aren't they texting me back? What's going on? You can't have that. That's just going to ruin you. You're going to bring anxiety into yourself, and then you're going to project that in your relationship. And sometimes we project things that are not there, and then there becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact, my boyfriend, if he doesn't text me back right away, he always gets back to me within the day. And honestly, most of the time we talk in the evening anyways. We either call each other, we Skype for, hours. And that means more to me, honestly, than us texting throughout the whole day. To be honest, I mean, we're both artists, we're both busy, we're both doing stuff. But we make time for each other, and we make sure that, we let the other person know, like, I saw your text, or, we get back to each other in some way. But we know that no one is being ignored. We need to be able to trust our person if we're going to have this work. If you don't trust the individual to be away from you and to still be faithful, then long distance is really going to be hard. So number 3, kind of going along with that, is make sure you're communicating. Make sure you talk, make sure you are Skyping, texting, and switch it up, you don't always have to have a long conversation. Sometimes what you can do is just send a simple encouraging text. Like sometimes in the morning or just throughout the day, if I think about him, I'll just send something encouraging. Most of the time it's something that I just write and I give to him, just something that's on my heart that I want to tell him. I encourage him and I send it his way. Or it's a Bible verse and I write something underneath it and I send it his way. He sends me a lot of encouraging messages too. But that's another video because that applies to love languages. But, do something like that. Maybe you send a song, says, hey, I heard the song, maybe think about you, maybe you would like it. You call them out of the blue, hey, just thinking about you. You Skype them. Just make sure you're having conversation. And it doesn't be every day, necessarily for like 4 hours every day at the same time. If you have that, then that's great. That's what your relationship does. But just making sure you're talking often. Number 4 is making sure you plan trips together. Whether that's trips to visit each other, which is important, you have to make sure that you are planning times to meet. You need that kind of boost to keep on going, especially like if you're, you're still working out as far as like how you're going to actually be in the same area together. But as long as you're long distance, it's important to make sure you have meetup times you're going to actually meet up and be together. Okay, and also just plan fun trips together. Me and my boyfriend, I really love, we will plan trips together that maybe we're not going to be taking like, in the near future, but in the future we're going to be taking together. Like one time on the train when I went to visit him in Philly, we planned a trip to Hawaii. You know, we planned where we would stay, we planned what we would do, we did all the financial stuff on the trip, on the train, and it was fun. So, you know, if you're long distance, plan some trips together, plan some things you would like to do. You know, you're both on your computer or whatever. So just kind of look up stuff like, oh, it'd be fun to go to this restaurant and, you know, go down this street or go to this museum and all that sort of stuff. So plan trips together. That's really fun. Like, plan trips actually when you're together and plan things you want to do when you are together. But also just plan things for future things you would like to do together as well. And that's just fun because you're keeping each other, you know, in mind as far as like, we are going to be doing things together. So let's plan. You know, and that's just it's just a fun little thing that I and my boyfriend like to do, so maybe something you could try. 5 is send gifts. Send like little care packages to your person. You know, me and my boyfriend been sending things to each other, you know, obviously holidays and birthdays and stuff like that. But I'm also the person that I like to just sometimes send random gifts anyway, so I think that's something I'm also going to be adopting more. You know, we just kind of came through the holidays, so like there was a lot of gift giving and stuff like that, and like his birthday. So, you know, I didn't really feel the need to send any gifts in between because there was already a lot of that going on. But I'm the person who will randomly just give a gift because I love doing that. I love giving gifts to people, especially when they don't know it. So, you know, maybe try doing that. Send a little care package, you know. You know how it was like when you were in college or whatever, or if you're in college, you know, receiving those, you feel great. So send some love to your boyfriend, you know, let him know he cares. Send some love to your girlfriend, let her know that you love her. Number 6, look nice on Skype. Now look, most of the time, we're being honest, most of the time we looking a little bummy when we on Skype, you know, like I feel like most of the times when people Skype is in the evening, it's at night, and that's when you're winding down, you might be in your chill clothes, you're done from work, you're done from school, your makeup's off, you got your head wrap on, whatever. And to be honest, my boyfriend has seen me, you know, look that way, but I don't know, recently I've kind of been like, you know what, I don't want to look that way all the time when he sees me, because we don't go on dates, he doesn't get to see me during the day, and to be honest, I want to look pretty, like I want to look good for him, and you know, I know everyone's like, girl, like, you know, we don't get dressed for no man, we get dressed for ourselves. Alright, maybe you get dressed for yourself. I get dressed because I want my man to think I look nice. To be honest, like, I like looking nice, like, I'm doing this because I like to look nice, I like to look cute, I like to look presentable, of course, you know, I don't want to look like a bum. And when I'm out with my man in the daytime, I don't want to look like a bum, I always dress nice. So what should be the difference now that I'm Skyping? You know, we don't see each other all the time, so I want to look good. So, I mean, hey, call me what you want, say what you will, I'm happy, alright? I like dressing up, I like being able to look cute for him, you know? He's happy, honestly, he doesn't care if I'm in sweats, but he does appreciate it. He, you know, you can tell, he always compliments me, he always, you know, says like, oh, you look nice, and I feel good, and I look cute, so... I'm just saying, ladies, most of the time we look like a bum probably when we're Skyping. So every once in a while, doesn't have to be every time, but every once in a while, just do a little something. You don't put on a whole get up, you know, but just like make sure your hair looks nice. You know, if you want to wear sweats, put on your cute sweat, the one from Pink and Victoria's Secret, put those on, you know, make sure your face is clean, you know, just brush your eyebrow hairs, whatever you want to do, you know, just look presentable. But every once in a while, put in a little extra effort. Because I've been recently doing that and I love it. And again, I don't get to go on dates with him and he doesn't get to see me during the day. So you know, we gotta make up for it somehow, alright? 7. This one actually is something new that me and my boyfriend have been doing, but play games together. We play Words with Friends on our phone, and it's really fun. It's just like kind of like a crossword puzzle sort of thing where you have to like make words and, you know, you just kind of keep going with that. And it's fun. We enjoy that. We enjoy doing that together. We challenge each other. I have yet to have won, but the point is we're playing together and we get notifications when, you know, this person's gone or this person's gone. So it's just really fun to just kind of have something that throughout the day, you know, you're interacting with your special person, you know, and so I really enjoy doing that with him. We need to find more games. We need to find more games so I can win at, because I'm tired of losing, y'all. Ah, man. Watch movies together. movies, TV shows. Me and my boyfriend actually are currently watching Married at First Sight on Tuesdays. We've been watching that since the beginning, and this is the first time I've seen it all the way through. I don't know if he's ever seen it more than like a couple of episodes maybe, but yeah, so we've been watching that. Sometimes we watch movies together, and so he'll watch it on his screen at home and I'll watch it on my computer, and because he has an Xbox, so he'll watch it on his screen, I'll watch it on my computer, Netflix. We have our, you know, we're actually looking at each other too, and it's fun. So like, just you know, watch a movie, you know, watch some TV together every once in a while. It starts great conversations, you get to laugh, you get to hang out. It's fun, you know. We are blessed with technology, man. Like, you know, parents, you know, whatever, they had to like wait for a letter that would come, like take a long time. They have to call someone. They didn't have a cell phone, so you have to hope that your person was there, you know. So hey, I mean, we're blessed. We are very blessed with what we have, okay? Alright, I'm trying to go through this because I think my camera's gonna die soon. 9. Make the most of your time together. When you do get to reunite, like when I finally get to visit my boyfriend or when he gets to visit me, you know, we make sure we make the most out of that time. You know, like I said, going back to the planning, we plan what do we want to do together while we're here, you know, or what do we want to experience, what do we want to explore, what do we want to eat, you know, like all these types of things. So make sure you make the most out of that time. This is a time to really just celebrate that you are, you know, reunited. You get to have fun. You get to be with this person for a couple of days. And so really, you know, enjoy that. Really be in the midst of that. And honestly, most of the time when we visit each other, we're really not on our phones except maybe to play a game with each other or if we want to show each other something. You know, but we're not really texting other people. We're not really calling other people unless like we have to or whatever, you know, but it's just not excessive, I would say. Like if we're together, we're not like having text conversations with someone else. Like we don't get to be with each other all the time. So, you know, this is kind of our time to be together. So, you know, try not to be distracted. Try not to be on social media all the time. Unless maybe you're doing it together and you're looking at something. Or you guys are just taking a break and, you know, he doesn't mind because he's doing something you want, whatever. But make sure you're really spending time together with that person because, you know, you get only a couple of weeks or a couple of days or whatever. So really enjoy that. Oh, and going along with that, while it's important to make sure that you are together and you are doing stuff while you are, you know, reunited, make sure also that when you go home, number 10, is to make sure that you have your own life. Because if you are just so consumed with the fact and so upset with the fact that you are not with this person, and you have nothing else going on for yourself, long distance is really going to be hard. And also, I don't think it's really healthy. I think you need to also make sure you have your own life. You have your own friends, you have your own community. I am a part of an artist community that I'm so grateful and so blessed to have. I work at a studio amongst other artists, so that's really great. And, you know, I have my family. I have other activities that I'm doing. I have things that I'm working on for myself. And, you know, a small business that I'm working on. So all these types of things, you know, are things that keep me busy, that keep me occupied. And not just like frivolously busy, you know. But actually like productively, like doing things and being active, and I go to the gym and things like that. And he also does things on his side, you know, with his art and him going to the gym and him being with family and him and his friendships, you know. So it's really important that we have our own lives because one, it keeps us from like just being so consumed with, you know, each other, but it also gives us something else to bring to each other. We have different experiences we get to bring to each other. We have different things to share. We have more of an interesting life. Like how boring would it be if your person calls you, like if my boyfriend called me like, hey Amanda, I'm like, hey, what have you done all the week? Like, oh, nothing, just, you know, sad, and, you know, watch the, you know, some reruns of NCIS. That was it. How was your week? Like, how boring would that be? Like, girl, bring something to the table. Like, be exciting. Like, if you're exciting, that person kind of wants to be a part of that, you know? And if they're exciting, you kind of want to be a part of that too. So you just have more of an exciting, adventurous life. Because you both are bringing something. You're both adventurous, ambitious, creative, whatever that may be. But don't, like, just not have anything to do. Because then your life is solely just about that person, and again, like, that person's not around you currently. they're doing stuff too. And you can't just be sitting back and letting life pass you by. Life is too good, girl. Get involved in things that you actually enjoy doing, you know? And have something to bring to the table as far as like bring to the relationship. You are gonna have a different part of life than he is, but that's only going to enhance the relationship. It's only gonna bring you better conversation. It's only gonna bring you more opportunities to do together and separately, you know? So make sure you have something to do as well. Have a life. Get a life. You need one, I need one, we all need one. Everyone needs to have something that they're doing and enjoying. And the last thing that I would say, make sure that God is first and he is in the center of your relationship. Me and Anthony are both strong, attractive, lovely, believing people of Jesus. I don't know why I said it that way. We are both followers of Christ. And because of that, I think that really enhances our relationship. It enhances in the area of trust. It enhances in the areas of loyalty, in just believing in each other, supporting each other, encouraging each other, loving each other, having peace between each other, caring about the other person, you know, looking out for the other person. All these things are enhanced because of Christ. You don't have to sacrifice who you are. You don't have to pretend or anything like that. And not that either of us are those types of people, but it's just nice. Like, we are authentically who we are. Everything's open because Christ is such a huge part of our lives as individuals, and now we get to relate and share and be open to each other in that way too, and hear, you know, God lead us in this relationship, you know, and it's just awesome. One of the things that I love about Anthony that I was just so blown away with was that he prays for both of us. Like, when we would come together and be reunited after being distant for some time, he would actually like come and pray and, you know, and just hold my hand like, let's pray together. I'm just like, I love, as a, you know, as a woman of God, it's just like, it's so awesome to see like a man in his faith, you know, because we have such a strong relationship with Christ, and, you know, we have him in the center of our relationship. We know that we just have peace. I don't know how to explain. It's just like there's a sense of peace that just knowing that we're in the right place. Because, you know, sometimes deep down, you know you're not in the right place, whether it's a relationship or a job or friendship. You know deep down, you really know. At the end of the day, when you go to bed and you sleep, you know deep down the way you're living or the things you're doing are not right. But this, deep down, I'm just like, I'm so at peace, man. So at peace, you know. Yeah, I love this man. He's a great guy. He's amazing. And I'm just so blessed because God's in it. But anyways, so guys, that is my tips for cultivating long distance relationships. I hope that helped. I hope this isn't too long. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it, you know, inspires you and encourages you that long distance relationships, really, they're only as hard as you make them. They can really be enjoyable if you make them enjoyable. And again, don't be, you know, long distance relationships aren't meant to last forever. And as long as you both know that there is a point where you guys honestly want to come together, you know, and you want to be closer together, as long as you both have that in your mindset that that is like going to happen, then you can kind of relax, you know, and just enjoy this relationship. As time progresses, you will both figure out like how to actually come together. Again, whether you guys both get work in the same city or area, whatever, or you both end up getting married, and then hey, all my best, guys. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.